Hi guys, so I'm doing vlog number 2 and this is from pages 28 to 56. So to begin my vlog, and I'm going to do this fast before my camera dies, I'm going to start out with doing a summary. A lot of stuff actually happened in these couple of chapters in these pages, so I'm just gonna... So first, Alex goes to a record store and goes to buy some music. He sees two girls who are also skipping school, and he suggests that they come to his place to listen to music. They go to his house. Of course, he rapes them, and while listening to Beethoven. That is extremely important, and I will get to it later. The girls then leave. He falls asleep, and then he wakes up around 7:30. Then he leaves his room, and at the dinner table he is confronted by his parents, and he tells them that he is going to work. The dad starts talking to him, and they start talking about dreams. And his dad said that he is worried, and this is because the town is full of so many criminals. He's like, "You're going to work at this hour?" And he's kind of suspecting that something might be going on. Then Alex leaves the house to meet his friends. Georgie believes that it should be more democratic because they see Alex as more of the one that's always taking control, telling them what to do. And he says that he's not a very good leader. They then begin to fight, and Alex ends up cutting Georgie's hand. Dim tries to fight with Alex, then Alex hurts Dim by cutting his wrist. Alex then wraps the wound with like a piece of cloth. And then Alex takes them to Duke's, which I said in the last vlog is a bar. And this is the same bar where those old ladies were that were used like as an alibi. They end up seeing these ladies, and Georgie buys them drinks. But Alex can't buy them drinks because he has no money to, because all his money was taken by his dad. So then, since Alex feels like he has caused like commotion, like the fight where he ended up injuring two of his so-called gang members, he suggests that they go rob a house that they call a mancy, I think it's pronounced. And this is a house that has a reputation for being filled with gold and silver. So of course they wanted to go rob this place because it's filled with gold and silver. So they arrive to this house, and Alex tries to play the same thing that he did at the last house, which was the one with the writer. If you don't remember, it's in my last vlog. And so with this lady, it didn't work. And why it didn't work? It was probably because she's had people come and try to steal stuff in the past, to try to get inside her house. But then Dim helps Alex get into the house through a window, and Alex is then there to rob the house alone. Alex then goes to open the door for the boys so they can come in and help him. But then he realizes that there are a million cats and that it's going to be hard to get through and like go all fast and stuff. And then the old lady gets a walking stick and hits him on the head. And then Alex knocks her unconscious with this trophy that he had found. He then hears police sirens, and he thought the old lady had called the police, which obviously I would have thought too. But when he ran out of the house to get away, he realized that Dim had betrayed him and called the police. Dim hits him in the eye with like his chain that he uses, and then he ran away with all the other guys too. Since he's blind, well, not blind, but his eye is damaged, so he can't really see well and he's in pain. Alex is just in pain and not really moving around. So the police come and they start beating him because he's a criminal. And, well, that's not a reason to beat someone, but that's probably the reason they beat him. So then Alex is taken into a bright white room to be interrogated. And when he says he will not speak until he has a lawyer, the officers laugh and punch him in the stomach. Alex then tries to fight back, but it's no use because then the officers beat him until he vomits. The police tried to get him to confess to all his crimes that he had committed, and without success, and after a lot of hearings and stuff, he is finally sentenced to 14 years in state jail, which they call a staja. He then talks about how he has to wear a brown jumpsuit. He's basically talking about his life in jail and how he has to wear a brown jumpsuit, and he is no longer known as Alex, but rather a number. He talks about his job and how the policemen harass him every day and how the cellmates want to rape him. He then finds out that Georgie died while trying to rob a house with the other boys, and then later Alex becomes more comfortable in prison, and that he had found an officer that doesn't abuse him, and that his cellmates no longer hurt him or tried to hurt him or had the intentions to hurt him, and that he had a new job where he played the stereo for the church. And if you don't remember, he liked music a lot. He liked classical music. And then he took an interest in the Bible, which while he read, he would listen to classical music. And a chaplain tells Alex that he can shorten his sentence by joining a program called the Ludovico's technique. It didn't specify what that was, but I'm sure it will later in the book. And Alex really wants to be part of this program because he wants to leave jail, and I'm sure everybody would want to leave jail. So some things that I noticed. So throughout the book, I could see that every time he would do something violent or he would listen to classical music, and he found to talk about some kind of thing that was violent or inappropriate. And also I noticed that 14 years seems short for the kind of crimes that Alex committed. He murdered people, he raped people, he stole stuff. I mean, 14 years just seems extremely short to me. And this adds to the police that are like beating people, which I don't think is very ethical. So that just adds to my last vlog where I said that this place is just violent and in shambles, because that isn't the way that the government and law enforcement and just the place in general should work. And I also noticed that Alex's violent acts seem purely impulsive and necessary, and also he seems to think that he can solve problems by causing other problems. So that is some of the things that I noticed, some of the connections that I made. For predictions, I do think that he is going to take part in this Ludovico's technique, and I'm thinking that maybe it's a way for him to convert him to not being such a bad person anymore, to stop thinking about such violent things. But I don't really know, so I'll be reading about that. And I feel like maybe Dim might have some relation to the police, but that could just be something that just happened. So that is my vlog, and thank you for watching.